Well, this walk has kind of taken on a life of its own. Good morning. I'm at Bleaklow. I'm on the Pennine Way at the moment. This is Doctor's Gate. It's an old Roman road. I'm going to go this way for a little bit towards Glossop. Today's walk is really just a wander. A wander on Bleaklow. I do love Bleaklow. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to go today, which route I'm going to take. It's really just to come back because I love Bleaklow so much, but also it's kind of a recce walk to get some walk ideas, route ideas for future walks, and also possibly to identify some good camp spots for potential wild camp. I do have some places in mind, but I've not actually worked out exactly where I would put the tent, or whether there is enough space, enough flat ground to put the tent. So kind of that's one of the things I'll be doing today. But it's just good to get back out. Some pretty good views up Crooked Clough. This is Urchin Clough, just a small side clough. I think I've only walked this section of Doctor's Gate once before, and that was quite a while ago. I've forgotten how amazing it is. The last time I walked this side of Doctor's Gate, I went up Ashton Clough over there to check out the plane crash site that's up there. So I came from Glossop to that point and then went up and didn't come up this part. The rain is setting in by the looks of it. I have to get my waterproofs on in a minute. This here is White Clough. It looks quite interesting. Never been up there before. Does look a bit steep, but then again, that's Ashton Clough and that looks incredibly steep. But I've walked it, both going up and coming down. Now, White Clough is looking quite interesting. Some pretty good views up Ashton Clough. I've crossed the brook just at the very bottom of Ashton Clough. What I want to do is just walk along in the valley itself to try and get some better views, a better idea. Well, here's something. I don't know what. Now, there is a possibility that this is part of the plane crash wreckage, because it's the rest of the wreckage is just up there. But it's also possible that that's a bit of equipment from here. I think this was a quarry at some time. This appears to be the remains of some kind of building connected to the quarrying, probably. So I'm just about to get to the bottom of Whiteclough. It's not as easy to walk along here as I thought. It's very, very overgrown and quite wet. So I picked up this sheep trod, which I think is now going to lead me up Whiteclough. And I wasn't really planning on going up Whiteclough today. I was thinking of rejoining Doctor's Gate and going back up. This was really just kind of a come down and have a look and then go back again. And then go up to central Bleaklow, but sometimes walks don't always work out as you expect them to. Sometimes a walk takes on a kind of a life of its own, and the best thing to do is not fight it, but to embrace it. Anyway, I wanted some good views, some closer views up Whiteclough, and it looks like I'm going to get them now. All that quarrying work is evident all the way along here. So here we have the bottom of Whiteclough. There does seem to be a trail, possibly just the sheep's trail, along the bottom. I've ended up coming up a little bit along the bottom section of Whiteclough just to check it out, really. This is a sheep trod rather than a path. There's no evidence that people come here. It's pretty nice. Some amazing views. Of the lower shelf stones and the upper shelf stones above. It all seems to form like an amphitheatre above the clough. So I've crossed over the bottom of Whiteclough. I'm not going to head up any further, I don't think, not today. And yeah, there's more evidence of quarry work over here. These views are just fantastic. I've never seen, I don't think I've ever seen the top from this viewpoint before. Right, well, it's looking a lot less overgrown now that I've passed the bottom of Whiteclough. Not really sure what my plan is now. Definitely going to follow the brook a little bit on this side. There's so much you can't see when you're on the top, on the Doctor's Gate path. You can't see this at all. So this has been quite a nice lunch spot. So this is the very bottom of Urchin Clough that I crossed earlier. So I'm just going around the bend in the clough that gives Crooked Clough its name. Again, it wasn't really my intention to walk this today, but rather just to do a recce to see whether it was worth doing and how problematic it was going to be. So I think what I'm going to do is go round the corner and probably at some point either backtrack or try and make my way up the side there. I'm still slowly going around the bend in more ways than one in Crooked Clough. I've seen quite a few people on the path above today. Crooked Clough is actually a lot more crooked than you think when you're walking along the top path. Seem to have been going around this bend now for ages. Well, this is pretty impressive, and I really don't know what to do now. It's a bit too steep to try and directly get up the sides there or to climb the waterfall. I'm not prepared to do that. I think I will go up here. But then what do? Do I backtrack until I'm at the intersection with Doctor's Gate and go up to Doctor's Gate and back to the car? Do I go all the way up to the path, the top path, and then go to Doctor's Gate that way? Or do I just keep going at this point? I'm about halfway along Crooked Clough. If you look at the OS map, about halfway up it does say fall, as in waterfall, which is that. So I could just continue up Crooked Clough until I get to the top waterfall, which is where the path comes down to meet it, and then come back along the path. I really don't know what to do. I'm tempted to do that to complete Crooked Clough, but I wasn't really planning on doing it today. Today was just supposed to be a recce walk. The view from here is even better. Directly above the waterfall now. So that there is pretty much the top of the clough, and there's another big waterfall there, and this edge path kind of gradually comes down, and then you end up crossing the clough just beyond that upper waterfall. Because I am so close, I think I'm closer to the top of the clough than I am, definitely closer to the top of the clough than I am to get back to the intersection with Doctor's Gate. so I may as well just keep going. It's like Piccadilly Circus up there. And here we are. This is the top waterfall on Crooked Clough. The path fords the brook just literally above that waterfall. So that's where the path is. I think I'll just sit here for a few minutes, get my waterproofs off because it has stopped raining for now and I am sweating. Well, this walk has kind of taken on a life of its own. I never got to go to any of the potential wild camping spots I was thinking of checking out, and I never expected to actually come up Crooked Clough today. I was only checking it out, but here I am and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. The waterfall's just down there. I've just scrambled up the side. And now I'm on the path. If anyone watching who doesn't know this area is wondering why this path along the top side of Crooked Clough is so busy, it's because of the one reason, and pretty much only reason, that the vast majority of people ever come to Bleaklow, and that is to see the Super Fortress crash site. And if you are going to park at the Snake's Pass, this is probably the best route to go up the Pennine Way a short distance, get to Doctor's Gate, turn left down Doctor's Gate, get to this path, walk all the way along the upper side of Crooked Clough until you get to this point, cross over the top of the waterfall, and then climb up to the higher shelf stones and the trig point that's there, and then the crash site is literally just beyond that. And then if you want to make it a nice loop, you can keep walking to the Hernstones, and then from the Hernstones onto the Pennine Way, and then all the way back down again. It's a nice little circular walk, to be fair. So this is the view that most people will get of the waterfall. Manchester in the distance, I don't know if you can see it. And interestingly, there is a stile just here. So that's one way to get over this fence if you do decide to either come up or go down into Crooked Clough about halfway along. Looking back at the middle waterfall. So back at the Doctor's Gate path. So on today's walk I walked along here, went that way, followed it around, crossed the brook, came up the side, went a little way up White Clough, back down again, and then I was down in the bottom of Crooked Clough, all the way up to the top waterfall, And now I'm back at Doctor's Gate. Back of the car now. That was a good walk. An unexpected adventure. I didn't do what I set out to do, but I did something else instead, and it was great. I loved it.